All right, guys, welcome back. We are watching Arcane Season 1, Episode 7. Last time, well, things didn't go so well. Vi was captured. The Hex Tech thing is gone. The what did they call it? The Hex Core. Nothing went well. Vi and Jinx's meetup surprisingly went better than I thought it would, but they're separated again immediately, so who knows? And then we just have millions of things going on. I don't know. Fucking Victor's dying. He went to go talk to the weird scientist dude. Stuff's going on with Jace. Marcus is doing shit. There's just so much stuff going on. It's hard to summarize it all. Either way, I'm so excited. Man, it's probably in bad taste to like rank things I've watched, but this has to be one of my favorite shows ever already. Just like based off the 6 episodes I've seen. It's like so good, it's crazy. I really see what people mean when they say that people who try and play League of Legends after watching this would be disappointed. No, there's no, even if League of Legends was good, it wouldn't be able to live up to this, right? Like, come on. All right, we're watching episode 7. You can line you and copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. I normally have this on like 50, I think. There we go. Sure. Sounds like a good volume. Mouse off screen. There we go. Ooh. Firelights, maybe? Is that what I'm looking at? All right. Looks like it. So what are they exactly? Wish I had subtitles to these lyrics for this song. Ooh. Hmm. It's pretty nice. Unfortunately, they're doing this, so. Oh, shut up. Sorry. Okay, yeah, she wanted to go hang out with her sister. True. This is indeed not Silka. I mean, Caitlyn is also kidnapped right now, so I guess can't really can't fault her too much for freaking out. Hmm. Surely they aren't just gonna kill them, right? They are still alive. I don't know if Kate is as safe, but I guess they took Vi though. That's kind of scary. Okay. Hi there. You don't look too pleasant. All right. Um. Okay. So who are you, Mr. Masked Guy? Been looking at us ominously. Oh. Do I know you? Taking off the mask. Tough. Oh, it's Echo. Yeah, it is. It is. Oh man. Okay. Doesn't I don't know. What is his attitude towards Vi? That was weird, right? Like just immediately that one line makes you think like he's not too happy with her, maybe? I don't know. You look good for a dead girl. I mean, obviously, again, it's like we don't know what the firelights are doing, right? So, hmm. I'm gonna turn this up. There we go. Sure. Okay. I don't know. I'm sure. Why would I wildly speculate right now when I'm sure we're gonna learn in the next 30 seconds what the firelights are up to and what Echo's attitude towards Vi is. So, who knows? Who knows? Huh. Now, I am. Here's the thing, right? We have 3 episodes left of season 1, counting this one, right? I feel like there's so much stuff we have to do and so much stuff we have to cover. Um, like, how are we gonna do all that, right? Obviously, there's a season 2, but still, like, you would think season 1 would kind of wrap like something up. Maybe not. Maybe it's just gonna be a cliffhanger. I don't know. Echo does not look happy. Oh, nothing. She's my sister, yeah? Oh, was a long time ago. Yeah. You gotta remember, Echo has had a lot of loss in his life too, right? She was in prison. Just seems so unfair to Vi, right? Like, oh, man. God. People change. People change. Oh, wow. Hmm. Oh, wow. Must be like seeing a ghost for him, you know? Everyone else from back then is either dead or working with Silco, you know? Man. Okay, showed him the blueprints for the Hex Core. Can we trust this guy at all? I don't know. Oh, obviously Victor's, you know, on his last legs, right? Wither and rot, and yet, but with the yeah, with the input, with the subjects, sure. Shimmer. Okay, you've perfected it perhaps since back then. No, a doomed man, huh? Yeah. Oh, I don't know if he wants to do that, right? I think love and legacy are important to Victor, but you can't have love and legacy at all if you're dead. Yeah, yeah, Jace will understand, right? That shows it, right? He's not choosing this over that, but uh okay. What are we doing? Man. Oh, Mel? Yeah. Ah, working on the hammers, I see, right? That's what his family does. Yeah, not surprised she's come to talk to him about it. From the firelights. Is she gonna buy it? I wonder. Okay. I guess not like she has any specific reason to know more about that situation. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. It's interesting, you know, it's like we're back to the idea of love versus progress, right? Hmm. Okay. Sure. Can't do it without Victor. Uh, is he gonna tell her about the her taking a prisoner? No. Okay. Thank God. I don't know if he should tell her. Sure. Okay. All right. Man, I do not know what to think about her at all. I have no idea. I can't get it out of my mind the thing she said about Jace before, right? Right. kind of both, right? It's kind of both. He hasn't really flipped, but he is following Jace's orders, right? Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. You know what? That's all right. More fair than I thought she would be to Jinx, huh? Maybe. I don't know if Silco can wait, though, you know? I think he is very worried. Ooh. Interesting. Oh. She is not looking good. Oh, God. So what, did the Firelights track her here? I mean, that looked like a Firelight thing, right? Oh, God. Man. Gotten used to trying to take care of herself, huh? Caitlyn. Oh, God. Hmm. I don't know. I wonder what her. Man, what does she think of Vi now, though, right? It's just, I don't know. She probably doesn't know what to think at all, you know? Man. So I don't think the Firelights are the enemy, right? They seem opposed to Silco because obviously Silco hasn't been doing very good things, right? And that makes sense. Or maybe if they're not opposed to Silco, well, no, they certainly are. Echo's definitely opposed to Silco, right? Can't really blame them for that, right? Man, looks beautiful. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like it's like sacrificing common people like that for like kind of the vague idea of resistance or something, you know? But it's like his it's not like his strategy has actually done much to help them, you know? So, oh, don't say that. Yeah. Well, he changed anyway, but no, she's not gone. Yeah, she's clearly not gone. Yeah. I assume he's tried. Ah, do you though? After all these years? Okay. Something that might change her mind, maybe? Oh, oh, wow. Of course, Vi's on there too. And Powder, right? Hmm, interesting. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that framing. I don't like that framing. I don't think that's it. It's not that she wants to. No, it really is that she has to. And mentally and emotionally, you know, like you're not going to convince Vi that Powder's gone. And I don't think he's right, but I understand why he has that position, you know? Oh, it's so interesting, right? Because it's like now we're showing obviously Vander's position wasn't working to buy them freedom, but Silco's isn't either, right? Like he started off seeming so principled in the sense of wanting to fight for their freedom, but is he doing that? Certainly doesn't seem like it. Oh man. Okay. Seem hell bent on destroying us. Is that really it? They're dangerous, huh? You think? Yeah. But he's different, of course, right? He truly has. Ooh. Okay. Keeping it a secret. I thought he said Jace would understand, though, huh? I guess now might not be the time to bring it up, but still. And obviously, he's mad at Jace now. Okay. This is not making the tensions any better between the Undercity and Piltover. Hmm. I think he is losing control. Yeah. Did he ever have control in the first place? I don't know. Maybe, right? It's almost like he could say this is the price he has to pay for control of some kind, you know? Profits. Who cares? God, that's so sad, man. How sad it is that Selko ends up being a slave to profits, just like the people in control at Piltover, you know? I mean, I guess you could say it all comes back to that, but only if it actually ends up making a difference. You think? And it was because of Jinx in the first place, you know? True. Huh. Especially like ruling over people with like an iron fist the way Silco does, you know? It's not like he's gonna ignite some kind of actual rebellious spirit, you know? What are we doing? Okay, right. What is Silco doing, huh? Ooh, sure. Hmm. What is he trying to say that they are the ones who have lost what's important here and not him? Trying to remind them where they came from? I don't know. Interesting that Silco's not affected by it, right? Too much time in the sun. Yeah, growing complacent. But I don't know. Are those words hollow coming from Silco? Because it's. Oh wow. Sure. But what are we gonna do about it, right? Because it's like now this is just yet again he's taking out his anger on these people like them, like Vander. But he's been in control, and it's not like he's done anything to live up to it, right? Oh man. Hmm. Well, I guess he reestablished dominance, but how much does that really help? Ah, man, I do not know what to think about Silco. It's such a dark way to look at things, you know. The idea that there is no answer, that Vander's strategy wasn't working and Silco's strategy is just as bad or even worse, you know. So then what do we do, you know? Hmm. What are you thinking? Okay. The bad kind of attention, I imagine. Yeah, vulnerable. So what would the answer to that be? Jace isn't ready. Just don't like it. I don't like it. Hmm. Ooh. Where's the seal on that? Yeah. Should I recognize that? If I should, I don't. Wonder who would it be from though, you know? That she would have that kind of reaction to her family, maybe, right? Okay, now what are they gonna do to Caitlyn? Just water? Oh, okay. Can't really blame her. I wouldn't trust the people who dragged me here and tied me up either. Hmm. What has Vi told them about Caitlin? Okay. Oh. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Because it's true, right? It's like, obviously, Caitlin's not one of the bad ones, right? Oh! Oh, hi there, Jinx. Oh. Oh, God. They're not all dead. My sister is still alive, huh? Oh, God. Hmm. God. Oh, man. And she. From her. Yeah. Because obviously he's immediately going to think they don't care about her, right? Because that's what he would tell himself about Vander, I'm sure, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone else betrays us, right? Like him and her. Oh God, is he? And I don't think he's manipulating her. I think he believes what he's saying. And of course, he says that because he thinks that's what's important, right? But because like he's being manipulative in the sense of he's fooling himself too, right? Like she shouldn't trust him because he's just like wrong, right? Like he's wrong about the way he's viewing the whole situation, right? But he's not lying purposefully to her and manipulating her, right? It's a misunderstanding. Oh man, sounds like even worse cooperation than what Vander was doing, right? No, I don't think so. It's a gemstone. Could build. Yeah. Hmm. Does he like the sound of that? Probably. Cause. Oh, okay. That it literally is true that that wouldn't solve things. You would get rid of Silco, which at this point might improve your situation some, right? Okay, sure. Cycle of violence will never stop. Okay, but I don't know about that at all. I don't know. But giving that back and just feeding back into the system isn't going to stop the cycle either. That's not going to start a healing process of any kind, right? This is always the argument that can be used when any kind of revolutionary action is ever taken, right? Ah. Like surely you understand what I mean, right? They give back the gemstone. What happens? Nothing changes. It just goes back to the way it was before. And I don't think Caitlyn is like lying, right? I think she believes what she's saying. I just think she's wrong. Because how would that start any kind of healing process, right? Oh. What are you suggesting? Oh, God. Oh, no. Man. Yeah. But of course. Oh, man. Yeah, yeah, that's just oh god. Ah, here to defend your people. Of course. Man, I just really don't like it. I really don't like it at all. Oh God. Because like the obvious argument is of course Silco is kind of a madman, right? And it's true that he could be a giant threat to them and to random citizens, you know? But building weapons, I just oh fuck. I throw it, do something, hello. Um, okay. God, it's like him doing it's like it shows like how close on the precipice of danger we are right now, you know? Like is like the decision they're making right now, you know? It shows like the consequences of it, the same way that bomb almost blew up, you know? It's like that's the consequences of the choice they make now. Fuck. Because I don't know, it's so hard to say what I think would happen if they started making weapons, because like I just don't know, you know? Would they use the oh fuck yeah? Would they use would people in power use the existence of those weapons as an excuse to I don't know do something to the people in the Undercity, right? Hmm. Ooh. Reading this, huh? Oh. Oh, from Heimerdinger, perhaps? In the same, it's like Heimerdinger knew he would have opened this and read this at some point, maybe. So it's interesting. Like, use it. Did they use those things to track people or something? Because one of them followed Jenks, right? I mean, I don't know if I'm just crazy and that's just not. Maybe not. I don't know, but oh man, oh god, what is it gonna do to him? Oh god, and I just the effects of Shimmer. Oh, we're back here, back to the same place he was after the trial. Fuck. Oh no. Ooh, oh. It's that. That's what it was. Fuck, yeah, shaking. Oh man. Oh god. Okay. But like what? I mean, oh god. Okay. But what is this gonna make it do to you? Oh god. Okay. I don't know about that. Oh god. Surely everything worked out great, right? Surely everything's a-okay. Good. Good, good, good. Huh. Hmm. Okay. No blockade, huh? Oh. How much this place means to her, right? Yeah. Yeah. You're the one who said people change. That doesn't mean people can't change back, right? Fuck. She's putting a whole lot of faith into Caitlyn right now, too. Cupcake. Okay. Wonder if this changed Vi's attitude about things. Oh. Oh, god damn it. Fuck. Yeah. Oh, god. One do. What? Okay. Would leave you? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Jinx isn't planning on attacking them to get the gem back right now, is she? Oh, the blockade is here. Oh, fuck. Hi, Marcus. Fuck you. Oh, but he doesn't want that. No, Marcus doesn't want that. Uh-uh. Oh, no. And she said that in front of these people right now, too. Oh, God. Because I even... oh. Yeah, he doesn't want to work with this fucking guy. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Right? Like what? God, the fucking Milo on her shoulder. Um, oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, right, because if she's saying she has proof of Silco, what does Marcus do, right? Because he doesn't want to paint it on Silco because Silco's threatening him, and he's... fuck. Oh my god. Oh, shit. The Fireflies. Firelights, my bad. What are they gonna do, though? He's fucking shaking so much. Uh, fuck. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously he doesn't want to fucking do this, right? I don't think he's that much of a lunatic. What? Oh, okay, that's what it's gonna do. Sure. Fuck. Hmm. Surely. Oh, God. He does not look good. I mean, he got fucking shot, right? But, okay. Yeah. Didn't. Got, like, bulletproof vest on, pretty much. Oh, wow, is that bad? Just gonna take it back. Gonna take back the gem. Gonna do anything else? Oh, no. Don't kill Caitlyn, please. Oh, fuck. Oh, no way. Right? Okay. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Is he fucking dead? Really? Oh, shit. Did it all for his daughter, huh? In a sense, he really did. You know, a lot of it at least, right? I mean, fuck. Oh, God. Jinx. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Man. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, Jinx. Oh, fuck. No, don't. Please don't. Mmm. Fuck. Okay. Oh, he got it back. Oh my god. Go. And fine. And it's like, what are we doing right now, right? We don't even know if this is gonna work, right? Do we really give this up? I guess we do, right? Because fucking Silco, you know? But, oh, god damn it. God damn. I just don't know what to think. I just don't know what to think at all. The boy savior, huh? Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Fucking episode's about to end. God damn it. Oh, fuck. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, God, looks insane. The crow, the raven behind her. It's a crow, right? Oh, oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Really? Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, God. God damn. Don't kill her, please. Fuck. Dude. Oh my God. God, this fucking sucks so much. Oh, fuck me. No way, right? I mean, like, looks so much like episode one, doesn't it? Literally no way. Right? Like, god damn it. God damn it. Fuck. That was a good episode. Man, I have no idea what to think anymore. I really don't, right? Any kind of excuses for Silco have run out, right? Because obviously that's not what the show is saying, right? Like I don't want to try and hold on to some fucking ridiculous notion that Silco is doing a better job than Vander when it's clear that he's not, right? It seems like he's doing a worse job, you know? Um and I guess the question would be why, you know? Like because that's the thing with situations like this is you can always say whoever the leader is just not doing it right, you know? But you know, I it's so easy to make suggestions from the fucking sidelines, you know? Like but it's impossible to think that the situation they're in has no answer from a person in a position of power in the Undercity like Vander or Silco, right? So I mean, God, I don't know. I just don't know. And it's just crazy how it always leads us back to the same fucking thing of just infighting between people in the Undercity yet again, you know? Like just how like there was a rebel group against Vander because people thought Vander wasn't doing enough to change the situation. Now there's a rebel group against Silco because people aren't happy with the job he's doing, you know? And like in both of those situations, I feel like I can't, you know, like ideologically, I want to say I would agree more with Silco than Vander in terms of their position in terms of like just put out on a piece of paper and words or something, you know. But in terms of the way it's actually worked out, I mean, I don't know, right? And it's not like it's impossible. Oh god, no spoilers. Fuck. And it's of course, it's not like there's no way for it's to work either way, right? Like just because Vander and Silka have both failed, it's not like it's impossible for their positions to work at all, right? Whatever. Okay, we'll talk about it in the discussion. All right, let's talk about the episode. Man, this show is really testing me, you know? I feel like it really if you think about the show, like I don't know, if you engage with the like vague political ideas that I guess the writers are presenting us with, it feels like it is really testing your ability to like stand on your principles, I suppose, right? Um, because I feel like most people who watch this kind of thing are going to find themselves agreeing either somewhat with Vander or agreeing somewhat with Silco in terms of like the general like outline of their ideas, right? Essentially, either if you were in their situation, if you lived in the Undercity, you would agree with Vander that you shouldn't all go die trying to fight when it's pointless, or you would think you would agree with Silco, and you would think that you would want to fight at any cost, essentially, right? And try and revolt. But man, the way it's been presented, it's so hard. It's so hard to, and like, of course, I am someone who much more from the beginning. It's like, yeah, I mean, I think even though the way that the show painted it, even was it showed that Vander's approach wasn't working, right? And like it wasn't working for people at large, right? For people that he cared about, for his family, and for he was keeping people from fucking dying, right? Like you can't say Vander was a bad person, because yeah, he's keeping people from dying, and again for the millionth time, like if I was literally in Vander's position, I don't know if I would do anything differently, right? Like I don't know, It's so hard to say if you're not the one literally in that position, Because I feel like so few people would actually be willing to fight in this kind of situation. Not even just because of like the danger to yourself, but because of Vander's reasons, right? Not wanting people he cares about to die. Um, and so early on in the show, it's like it presented Vander as being kind of, his stance on this just not working. We had Silco, right? From the beginning, Silco was painted in an ominous light and was clearly not a very good guy, like interpersonally, but his ideas were more attractive in sense of like, okay, we're gonna do what Vander hasn't been doing, right? Surely that'll make the difference, right? Um, but it's like, what are we being presented with now? What are we being presented with now? Well, with Silco, it's not working either, right? Like all that has happened now is we just have another revolutionary group that is against Silco, because obviously Silco, I mean, like Silco hasn't been doing very well, right? And I don't want to try and make the excuse where I just say that Silco should have just done better, right? He should have used his same ideas but just done better. Um, because I don't know the specifics of it. I don't know like I would much rather think about the idea that perhaps Silco's approach just won't work either, right? I want to at least entertain that possibility, the possibility that Silco entered this position as this person of power in the Undercity, um, with the intentions to actually go through with what he was saying he was going to do, like in like episode 3, right? The idea that he was actually going to try and rebel against Piltover, topple Piltover, make a difference, and he's just been unable to, right? Um, and I mean, obviously, it's more so than he's just been unable to. He has been doing like bad things, right? Like clearly, If anything, it seems like there's one line in this episode, um, when Echo is showing Vi around, and we get like the shot of like the people just sitting around having a good time, where he's talking about all the awful things Silco has done. It just really makes you think about how it's almost like Silco has sacrificed ordinary people like for the ideal of revolution in some sense, like not even like for the revolution itself, because we haven't made any progress on that front, but just like for the some kind of vague idea of revolutionary action, which makes sense because that kind of puts him completely pitted against Vander, because Vander, ideologically, his position was to not fight against Piltover, which is of course much less of an attractive idea than Silco's claimed ideological position here. For the sake of the people around him, right? Well, Silco has like done the opposite, and he's done the opposite in such a terrible way that it just makes you think like, okay, maybe Vander just was better, Um, and that's the problem, because then it's like, what's the answer, Um, I don't I think I will be very unhappy. I will not be satisfied at all with this story if the authors don't try and present some kind of answer, right? Or at least try and work out some kind of conclusion to the situation between Piltover and the Undercity, right? Like, they don't have to win, right? People in the Undercity don't have to win. But maybe that's just it. Maybe it'll just be a hopeless story, right? Like, I guess I don't have anything it's not like I have some kind of vendetta against that idea, I suppose, you know? Like it could just be a horrible, dreadful story where Silco's outlook or the position that Silco claims to hold doesn't work, and Vander's position obviously was never going to work, right? Man, I don't know. Because obviously, because this episode, it's like it's just it's my view on Silco has just changed too much. It's just past the breaking point now. You know, it's like you can't make any excuses for him anymore. You can't say because it's so clear at this point that to me it seems like he's not doing what he claimed he was going to do at all. You know, and the question is, do you pin that on personal failings in his part and say Silco's just a piece of shit, and he just did it wrong because he's evil? You know, which I feel like that's still kind of a cop out, right? I feel like that's kind of a cop out to do that because then you're just saying, oh, Silco was right, he just didn't actually do what he was saying he was gonna do, right? Um, or you can say that Silco, that the position that they're in the Undercity is just unwinnable, and that there's nothing that is just they never would have and I guess that's also a cop out in a sense because now it's like you're making excuses for Silco's behavior again. It's like you're saying like well, I don't know. Maybe it's not, but I just don't know. I don't know. And maybe it won't present me with an answer. Maybe I won't get an answer for what should have been done. Um, like yeah, no. What I said earlier about how I'd be unhappy if I wasn't presented with an answer, I think that was unfair. I think that's an unfair position to have. Um, maybe it's up to me to figure it out, you know? I just don't know. Okay, let's go through the episode. We get this fucking crazy man. These scenes at the start here and at the like end when Jinx and Echo are fighting, they're fucking crazy, man. God damn. Like so cool. And then yeah, we cut to this. Man, Caitlyn really loves to just I don't know. Like obviously she's in a situation where she's been kidnapped and there's a bag over her head and she's but she loves to just pin all this on an undercity dweller, huh? That's not really fair, maybe, but still, like, come on. Hmm. Because we'd already be dead. That is very true. So it was indeed Echo under the mask, which I feel like wasn't really that crazy of a call out last time, because like he's the one character we hadn't seen yet, and that just kind of makes sense. So it was literally the one name I had written down in my notes that was someone who wasn't dead or that we hadn't already seen since the time skip. So I guess literally the power of deduction. Like that's crazy, right? um, and Echo is kind of he's not very happy with Vi at first, but I feel like he's just kind of been hardened by his situation. It makes sense, right? Like I can't, like of course, right? I mean, man, because I guess and he thinks Vi is like I don't know. I mean, it must be such a shock for him to see Vi alive, you know? Oh man, and he thinks that she's working for Silco, which is surprising to me, honestly. But I don't know. Maybe it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because from his point of view, of course, I mean, from what he said, it sounds like Silco has been working with people from Piltover even more than Vander ever was, right? Like we kind of already knew that in a sense, because he has like these financial dealings with him, these trade deals, which Vander didn't have, But yeah, I mean, it sounds like Silco is kind of just doing everything Vander did, but even worse, right? Like I don't know. I don't know what Silco's attitude about all of this is at all. Like, I don't know if I'm being unfair to him in the other direction now, and I'm just like demonizing him. But I just don't know. I don't know what what is going through Silco's head when he's doing all of this stuff. Is he thinking that there's some day where we're gonna mount our glorious revolution and we're gonna overtake Piltover? Because if so, it seems like that day's not fucking coming soon enough, right? Like, God, I just don't know. Like, because it seems like to me that he hasn't fucking done anything, right? Like, I mean, we shouldn't forget that there's been a time skip too, and it's like what and I mean I'm obviously much more inclined to take Echo's word for it that it's true that life has just fucking gotten worse under Silco, you know? So he just hasn't fucking done anything for anyone, you know? Like, and again, and I got last time I'll say it, maybe. It just really makes you think it's like, okay, so could someone have had Silco's ideology and just done better than him? Maybe, right? Maybe. But in that sense, it's like, and if that's true, and that someone could have just done better than Silco, and Silco's just doing bad, and Silco's just evil or something, you know, or just selfish, or just not doing a good job, um, then that just seems like kind of lame to me in a sense, right? If that's just the answer. Because it feels like at that point it's just like, oh, okay, Silco just wasn't actually revolutionary, and he just threw it all away to be selfish and weird. But like I don't really want that to be the reality in the show, you know? So I don't really want to think of it in that way, right? I feel like that'd be kind of lame. Um but then it's just it makes me think the alternative is what the show's telling me the situation was actually impossible all along. Because either way, it has to be personal failings on Silco's part. You know, it has to be him being selfish or being, being greedy in some sense to be acting the way he is, right? He has to be uncaring of the people's lives that he's supposed to be mounting this revolution for in the first place, you know? Because I guess the problem with Silco is it's like he has lost sight about what the meaning behind taking the Undercity back and fighting off Piltover, whatever his goal is in the end, right? I'm sure he would do some crazy shit and kill every last person in Piltover or something, which I wouldn't be on board with. But either way, I think he's lost sight of it. I think it's all so messed up in his mind and tied up with the whole Vander stuff, like interpersonally for him. Um, that he's just completely lost sight. I don't know if at all he's able to pursue it in like a way that would actually make life better for anyone. Because I think it seems like on the outside he has things more put together than Jinx does, but I think his everything that he's doing and all of his behavior just goes back to his thoughts about Vander and like their whole falling out. Man, yeah, some good banter between each other. Man. So we got scientist guy. Victor shows him the stuff, which so this is scary. Victor showing him this stuff. Why? Well, he has a connection to Silco, right? He has a connection to Silco. Um, this is some crazy hex. The hex core is some crazy technology they can make with the magic stone. If they have the magic stone, could they like make the hex core do some crazy shit? I just don't know. It's scary, right? It seems kind of dangerous to me. I don't know, because I just don't know if I want that kind of power in Silco's hands. you know. I guess I don't know what the relationship between the scientist guy and Silco is ever since the time skip, but still, man. Hmm. Nature has made us intolerant to change, but fortunately we have the capacity to change our nature. So what? It's like he's saying that Shimmer is somehow, we've talked about Shimmer before as the idea of it being a representation of power, right? It's addictive the same way power is. It's very power. It makes you very like literally physically powerful, which like all forms of power do go back to literal physical power, right? In the end. Um, like Piltover has all the social power in the world, but of course it all comes back in the end to literal physical power, right? The enforcers. Shimmer's kind of the same way, right? But now it's like we're talking about Shimmer as the idea of the capacity to change your nature, which is very interesting. I don't know what to think about that, right? The idea that it allows you to change your nature. Like, I don't want to get too far off the rails with it, but like, what does that make you think, right? All the people who have been taking Shimmer all are people down in the Undercity. If you're like a weird, crazy, like, fucking, I don't know, bio-essentialist or something, who's like a fascist, you can say that people born in the Undercity are just, genetically destined to be down there. It's kind of like people who buy into like Victor's whole thing, but like they really buy into it, right? Like the idea that since Victor has succeeded and somehow left the Undercity, right? We don't know how he did that. Then you could say that just like he was just superior to everyone down there. So of course he ended up rising up to Piltover. While the people still stuck down in the Undercity are in some way inferior inherently, by their nature, right? So the idea of Shimmer being like literally a something that lets you change your nature in that sense. And the people we've been seeing taking it are people from the Undercity. I don't know. That's like a weird connection in my mind, right? It is interesting, you know. Hmm. Because what's interesting too is I feel like Silka would be the kind of person who would have the opposite, like weird fascist outlook, but like for the other way around, right? He would say people from the Undercity are like inherently better than people in Piltover, because like I don't know, they've struggled and they've been in the Undercity and all of this, and you know they're people like him who are willing to take power for themselves and all of that kind of thing, you know. Which of course, I mean, I disagree with both of those. That has nothing to do with some kind of inherent nature to you that makes this kind of thing, you know. I reject that completely. Oh man, if you take this path, they will despise you. Love and legacy are the sacrifices we make for progress, which is a very interesting thing for him to say. For one, it makes me think like for him that has to have some personal meaning, right? And it's interesting because, yeah, it's why he parted ways with Heimerdinger, which is an interesting thing to say. Of course, we didn't know anything about that. But Victor's immediate response to it is that Jace will understand, right? It's like essentially what this is just him denying what the scientist guy said, right? Um, he's just saying essentially, no, you're wrong, right? Just in a nicer way, you know? He's saying, no, I'm not going to sacrifice love because Jace will just understand, right? Which I guess we'll see. I'm worried that he will indeed be sacrificing love and legacy. Also, legacy is obviously something important to Victor as well, right? Being someone who is so close to death his whole life, right? I mean, we had that whole conversation he had with Heimerdinger last episode about his legacy, what he leaves behind, you know. Hmm. And Jace is working on the hammers. Talus family hammers. Who doesn't love him? Wonder if they're like specialty hammers or I don't know. Hammer work is such a delicate art. Man, I love that. Like the nut coming off of this, you know, it's almost like I don't know, it's like Jace himself falling apart in a sense, you know? Hmm. And Jace is now the de facto head of the fucking council. How fast he has gone up in the fucking rungs of power, huh? God damn. That's just kind of scary, right? Um, ever since that one episode where Jace really folded fast to the idea of overcoming like corruption, which was kind of an impossible task in the first place, right? Said it many times. He's not gonna be able to change that much from a position of power, right? He's not gonna be able to dismantle the power structure from a position of power. Not that I think that he even wants to, right? I think Jace is somewhat naive in that sense, right? He wants to just help the people of the Undercity without thinking about what that means, I think, right? He wants to improve their quality of life, I guess, right? That's kind of what the idea behind the hex tech is. Um, but I think there's power structures in place that are going to prevent that from happening, you know? So I don't know, but either way, right? He has ascended quickly. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, right? I don't know. I don't know. He's been doing fine, I guess, right? Shows her the thing from the firelights. Which it's just scary, right? She has a very different outlook, I think, on people from the Undercity than he does, you know? Hmm. Everything he said about him was true. God, I'm sorry, I just can't help but think it's just Mel just seems so power hungry, you know? And it's like, of course, now we have a more personal reason to understand that for her, right? We assume she has formed some kind of inferiority complex because of the fact that she was exiled from her family, because she's the poorest of her family, even though she's the richest person in this society, whatever. It's like, yeah, it makes sense that she would have this kind of outlook, right? It just makes me think that Jay shouldn't be listening to her about this kind of thing, right? That's not going to change, you know? Like, I just don't know. I just don't know. Man, my family cast me out, and yet part of me still loves them. Heimerdinger will understand eventually. I guess that's an interesting thing for her to say though, because she didn't say that her family still loves her, right? She said that she still loves her family despite them casting her out, right? I don't know. I don't know. And I think that like is interesting here because I think depending on which way you view Heimerdinger and Jace and like her little analogy here, no, I don't know, huh? And like I don't think she's being like purposefully manipulative of Jace, right? I think there's very few people in power, even at like the very top of the ladder, who think that they're just like an evil, manipulative person, right? Like I don't think Mel thinks she's doing that, right? I think she believes the thing she's telling Jace, and she probably thinks that she's right and that it is the right thing to do. But she might just have a different opinion on like what it means to be right than I do. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, right? Like she just has such a different set of priorities than everyone else in the story. You know what I mean? Like no more red tape. You can bring Hextech to the masses just like you've always dreamed. And it's interesting that she says that. I guess. I guess we'll see if that'll happen, right? Hmm. I'm I'm glad he didn't tell her about Caitlyn. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, so the shutdown of the bridge is interesting. Because Silco says it's just Marcus following his orders, which is preventing V and Caitlyn from returning, which is kind of true, but he's also following Jace's orders at the same time, right? So I don't know. Silco, to me, what it felt like is it feels like Silco is just losing control, right? It feels like throughout this episode, just things are just falling more and more out of his control, right? Jinx kind of is. He kind of convinced her a little bit there. I don't know if it's anything that really matters. Who knows, right? But Marcus is fucking dead apparently, so he's lost that connection. Um, he's kind of losing control, right? Which does make you think yet again. If you want to have a more optimistic view about Silco, it's like, does that mean he's being pushed further to the point where he will actually do something? That's maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much faith I have in Silco anymore, unfortunately. I still love Silco as a character, obviously, but I just oh god, I just don't know. I just don't know. Man. The Chimberon's scheduled an assembly, of course, yeah, the people he meets up with. And Mint and Sevica is more she is more level-headed about Jinx than I thought she would be. Uh which I guess makes sense, right? I mean, I think even her, when Jinx has been so crazy to her and what did like attack her and did insane shit, I think even she understands that Jinx is just mentally unstable and is not, like I feel like it would be impossible to not feel bad for Jinx on some level and like understand that this is like, yeah, like, hmm. Oh man, and she is fucking losing her mind. God damn it. Like, oh, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? Man, Caitlyn. And she has really formed this complex about Caitlyn, hasn't she? Um, like later on when we see that insane shot of her like viewing Caitlyn's face like a fucking demon, you know? Um, and I mean, there are like some surface level similarities. Caitlyn does have blue hair like her, and obviously she's spending a whole bunch of time with Vi, right? Because what does she feel about Vi? What does she feel about Vi, right? She feels like Vi abandoned her, right? Fucking slapped her and shit and told her said a bunch of evil shit to her and just ran away. That's what it seemed like from Powder's point of view, or Jinx, right? So her seeing Vi acting like this with Caitlyn must just fucking drive her insane, you know? Like it must make her think so many awful things about herself and about Vi and about all this, like, oh my god. Because, like, she doesn't want it to be true that Vi actually abandoned her, obviously, Like, the way she is now is because of her thinking that, right? And so her seeing her with Caitlyn, then she would think, oh, Caitlyn must have what I don't, It's like if Vi is still hanging out with Caitlyn, then, it must have been true that I was, there was something wrong with me and that's why Vi left me, God, this place looks fucking awesome. If a single seed can make it down here, so can we. Silco flooded the lanes with shimmer. He didn't care what it did to people. Everyone here was an addict or a victim. God, fucking Silco. I just don't know. I just wonder. I wish we got more from Silco. I want to know what Silco's excuses for this kind of thing would be, right? Would he just go on about some revolutionary, just would he just ramble some revolutionary drivel and just be like, yeah, and that's why I had to do it? Like maybe. I've really just lost faith in him now, you know? Like I just don't know. I just have no idea. Ah, man. And again, it's like we just been brought back to infighting yet again. You know, just yet again, the Undercity is separated, right? Silco did not fucking do anything to unify anything, you know. And there's another rebel group that wants to overtake and overthrow Silco. So my question would be, let's say the Firelights are successful, let's say Echo's successful, they overthrow Silco. What now? What do we do now? You know, like what position? What are they gonna do differently than Vander or Silco? You know. I mean, again, and I guess the answer could just be Silco's revolutionary attitude is correct. He just did it wrong. Like, I guess. And I guess you could say that's what the Firelights would do. I don't know. I just don't know. Hmm. And it's interesting that Echo has such an attitude about Jinx, right? That she's just with Silco because she wants to be, you know. It's so conflicting with what he said earlier, right? He literally said people change, but he's so against the idea of Jinx changing, you know. I wonder why he's given up on her so much. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? She does seem so crazy and so far gone now, you know. And I mean, it must be insane to him to see her working with Silco after everything that happened, right? Because Echo doesn't know anything about her situation, right? I mean, man, what a beautiful fucking mm, thing, though, right? We see the pink-haired girl that Jinx thought was Vi. Yeah, man, looks so good. Man, some of it, wait, the price of our freedom. Some of it was enforcers, most of it was Silco. And so it's obvious, like right now, right? Like Echo, just like Silco, is saying he has this revolutionary attitude, right? That we're fighting for freedom, that's what we want, you know? And to them, Silco is just another obstacle now, right? They have to get through Silco first, right? Just like for Silco, he thought he had to get through Vander first, you know? Um, oh God. I don't know. I don't know. It's depressing to think about, you know? Man. And I think this is a very unfair thing to say, right? That she works for him not because she has to, because she wants to. No, I think it is like a necessity for her, like emotionally, you know? Like I know, like to her, Silco's the only person who she doesn't feel abandoned by in that sense, you know? So it's like, no, I think she does have to on some level, you know? Like so he violated the blockade, which, oh god, then I don't know. It causes some tensions, I suppose. Man, and I don't know, we get this very interesting I don't know what to think about it, right? They didn't say they were from the Undercity, they're dangerous. And Victor's like, oh, I'm from the Undercity. I don't know. It's interesting that Jace has this attitude towards it, because, like, he wants to help people from the Undercity, right? Like, of course, I understand, of course, that he is scared of the people who were doing terrorist attacks in Piltover, right? Um, but it's not like Victor said he was meeting up with one of those people. He just said it was someone from the Undercity, and Jace is just like, oh, they're dangerous. Like, I don't know. That just seems like kind of a crazy immediate response to have, you know? Um, God, I don't know. That's rough. Hmm. And he lies to him. And I wonder how much of it was just that exchange, you know? Because I feel like Victor was originally planning on telling him about this. Because he said Jace would understand, you know? But I wonder if just that has made him think that Jace wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, this is just representative of tensions just rising yet again, you know? Like, ah, man. So we show up here, and all of these people who seem to be in positions of power in the Undercity in some sense, right? Are they care about money, right? It all comes back to money. Just like the people in power in Piltover, all they cared about was money. All these people care about is money, right? And even he makes fun of Silco's dreams of rebellion, right? Says he's losing control, which is true. Um, and Silco, I mean, I don't really know what to think about this, right? Like, we're talking all about this money shit, oh, we're doing all, all these, we need our profits, we need our merchandise and our, blah, 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 blah. Which obviously Silco has to have been taking part in this, right? Because he's the ruler down here, right? But all he does is he does this shit to remind them where they came from, I guess. With this, oh, here, let me read this line again. How you meant to bring Piltover to heel if you can't handle your own people, huh? Which is an interesting thing to say because he was already making fun of the idea of his dreams of rebellion in the first place, right? So I don't know if this guy just doesn't care about that, and he literally just does care about the profits more, or if he has like lost faith in Silco, right? And he thinks Silco actually won't be able to do anything for a rebellion, But either way, Silco's response, it's just kind of like nonsense in a way, right? He throws this thing down, which is full of this gas, to remind them of where they came from, right? I guess what is he trying to do here? Trying to prove to them that this idea of this rebellion is more important than profits, right? Which I agree with, right? But it's been how many years has it been? How many years has this time skip been, right? Someone in one of the comments said it was like 7 years, something like that. Why, like, Silco has been taking part in this shit for this whole time, assumedly, right? I don't think they've been secretly doing this profit-making endeavor under his nose, right? So it's kind of weird that just now he decides, oh yeah, I'm going to remind them all where they came from and ramble on about the revolution for a little bit just to show them who's boss, Why didn't you do this the first time any of them mentioned the idea of profits? Why didn't you say then that the revolution is more important? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like kind of silly to me, right? Like, because yeah, it's like now he's taken this stand against the corrupt people here who care about profits, right? Why didn't this happen years ago? Why did you ever let it get to this point in the first place? Why did you ever, he's saying they've grown fat and complacent. Okay, why didn't you stop this a long time ago, right? Like, I just don't understand. Unless I have a complete misreading of the situation here. But the implication here is that these people are somehow meeting over something. These are all Undercity dwellers, right? None of these people are from Piltover, obviously, right? So they're all just people in some kind of positions of power in the Undercity, right? I'm not misunderstanding that. So I don't know, too much time in the sun, huh? It just, to me, his words seem so hollow, because why are we just doing this now? It seems like he's doing this now as a reaction to the power, like, slipping through his fingers, It seems more to me that he's doing all of this shit to, like, prove his dominance, just to, like, try and desperately hold on to power, more so than the idea of a revolution, Because, again, he would have done, why did he let it get to this state in his position in the first place, right? Like, why are there these people in power who care more about profits and make fun of the idea of revolting against Piltover? If he is in power right now, why are they here at all? I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about Silco anymore. Don't forget again, huh? I guess. Like, I guess it's a good thing that now he's told them all to stop caring about profits. Could have done that a while ago, right? Like, I hope you understand what I mean here, It seems kind of silly. Huh. Threat from the Undercity is drawing attention. Piltover looks vulnerable. There's one other thing. That's right for you. So I'm thinking that's from her family, right? Does she have that? I don't know. I don't recognize that emblem. Does she? No, I don't see it on her clothes or anything. But the way she looks at it, the way she looks at the emblem, it makes me think it's from her family, Because she is, it makes sense they would, if Piltover is drawing all this negative attention, it makes sense they'd send a letter to her, right? I think they're very critical of her performance, perhaps, Oh god, we're only halfway through the episode. It's already 35 minutes into the discussion. Man. Hmm. Okay. Send her back to topside, I suppose. God, this was a fucking jump scare. Like, where did she come from? Did she sneak in the background? I don't see her. Like, how did he not see her there before? Oh god. She is real mad. Can't really blame her. And again, I mean, I said this during the reaction, but I don't think Marcus is like lying or manipulating her. Not on purpose, right? This is just what he feels about like his relationship with Vander, and he's projecting that onto her relationship with Vi, right? Yeah, I am your family, everyone else betrays us, you know. That's how he feels about himself, and that's what he thinks her situation is too, you know. So, man, rough. You have to complete the weapon. Great. Gotta complete the weapon. And that's just what scares me, the idea of the weapon, right? And like what I mean, like what's the idea here, perhaps, right? That because Silco has this weapon that he thinks will be completed soon because of Jinx, is he ramping up for the idea of actually fucking doing something? Right? Is he finally there? Is he finally like, oh, once we have this weapon, the grand revolution will begin? Maybe. Like, I guess that might be what we're going for here. Um, I just don't know. It's not like that excuses anything he's done before this, though, right? Oh, God. Hmm. Because obviously tensions are rising. It's like, to me, it almost just seems like Silco is, it's like his goal is just be in power for as long as possible. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about power, obviously, right? And that's kind of the idea of the revolution in the first place, but I just don't know. If your people had your way, it'd be rubble and ash. It's a misunderstanding. That's just stupid. That's just stupid. Like I just don't know. Even if he did work for Silco, even if he did work for Silco, that's just not an excuse. I just don't know. I like, God, man. She believes what she's saying. Yeah, and that is the interesting thing, right? Is Caitlyn truly does believe what she's saying, right? I think she's very mistaken about her worldview about the situation. I think she has a very unfair way of viewing things, right? Um, but you literally can't blame her. It's the situation she's grown up. It's the information environment she's had for an entire life, you know? Like it's you shouldn't expect someone. It would be like lazy and bad writing for her to come down to the Undercity, spend a day down here, and have her entire worldview changed immediately. You know that wouldn't make any sense. You know, so yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know that she has this attitude. Hmm, man, we can beat Silco with this. That wouldn't solve things, which is true, right? Them defeating Silco literally wouldn't solve things, right? That's just like Silco defeating Xander. I mean, Vander. Sorry, I keep saying Xander. Vander, right? Wouldn't do anything, right? That didn't change their situation with Piltover, right? So, ah, man, I don't know. I don't know, right? Like, it's such a sad situation to be in yet again, you know? How Silco is just the enemy now, instead of trying to do something about your actual situation with Piltover, you know? Easy for you to say where people aren't dying all around you. I mean, yes, I guess it's true that getting Silco out of there might do something. You know, less of them will die day to day by Silco, right? Man, and I just don't like this, right? If you do, the cycle of violence will never stop. This is our best shot at setting the record straight. The city needs healing. So I just think this is just kind of like the propaganda that I think Caitlyn has just like bought into in some sense, right? The idea that anything would change in this case, right? Um, like just really think about it, right? What on earth would change if they did what she's saying here and they just give it back, right? they're just going to be back to the same situation they were in a week ago. What? How is that gonna start a healing process? You know what I mean? That's not gonna do anything, right? For the same reason that I like Vander giving someone up and playing into the system when like Grayson demanded they give them like an example, someone to make an example out of after the apartment attack, right? That wouldn't do anything but further uphold the system. Same with this, right? Like, I guess it's the base violence necessary for change, right? It literally like uh, the anytime they try and do anything against Piltover, anytime they try and do anything to change the situation, someone like Caitlyn can show up and say this exact thing that she said now, right? And say, "Oh, this is just the cycle of violence," you know? Like if you take that and you try and do a bunch of violence against us, we're gonna do a bunch of violence against you. It's gonna be real bad, you know. We need to heal, so you got to give it back, right? And then you're back to the same situation you were in before, nothing changed, right? So like as I'm saying that though, like I don't know what the solution is, right? Like what? They're gonna make a nuclear bomb with with the hex gem thing and blow up Piltover? I don't think that's a good answer. You're gonna kill a bunch of people, right? Like, so I don't know. I don't know. I just know I don't buy what she says here, right? Like I mean I think anyone with a brain can think about this and be like, I that's just not gonna work, right? There's just no way, you know? Like it's just not going to work, you know? Like, but it's not like I'm blaming Caitlyn, though, because I think, again, this is just the information environment she's been in. And I think people buy into this kind of thing very easily, right? The idea that it's worth it to go back to the status quo to prevent, like, the seemingly bad thing that's happening right now, you know? Man, rough. I don't know. And that's what I love so much about this show is it's impossible for me to say what I think the characters should do, right? I can criticize their actions so much forever and say like, "Oh, I think that's bad. Oh, I think that's bad," you know, blah blah blah. But it's not like there's an easy answer anyway, right? Like it really challenges you. It challenges you so much to actually think about what the fuck you think they should actually do, you know? Because like my own words don't mean much if I can't say anything like, "Oh," if I can't say anything more than, "Oh, that's wrong," you know? Because I don't fucking know what to do in this situation, right? I have no idea. I don't know. Because part of it too is we don't have many details. We have so few details about the actual situation between Piltover and the Undercity, right? Um, I just don't know, right? I just don't know. Huh. And so Mel wants us to make weapons, which is crazy. That literally can't be the right thing to do. I just like full stop. That just feels like a crazy escalation. There's no way that's a good thing to do, right? I wonder how much of this is in response to that letter she received. Um, but no, it's just crazy. Like, what are we gonna do with the weapons, right? Like, what are we doing here? You know, like I guess I get it if the idea is that the Undercity can make crazy weapons of mass destruction, and someone like Silco's in charge, who could be a legitimate threat to people in Piltover, right? But the problem is this is just like I don't know, like this is just like a mutually assured destruction as a deterrent. Like that's fucking insane, you know? Like that's just I don't think we want to go down that road, right? God, I don't know, because to me it's so clear that Piltover would just I don't know. I feel like if they had crazy weapons like that, they would just fucking flatten the Undercity at the slightest, you know, sense of some kind of revolution or anything, any kind of violence like this, you know? Like, God, I don't know. Like, obviously, if Piltover has crazy hex-tex weapons like that, that kind of ends the idea of the Undercity ever fighting back at all, you know? Because they just have weapons that can flatten you, you know? So what are you gonna do, you know? Oh, God. But at the same time, obviously, Silco is a lunatic who I wouldn't put it past him I wouldn't put it past him that he would kill civilians and do insane shit if he did have a crazy weapon with the hex tech, you know? Asking you to defend your people. You don't defend your people by making a weapon. I just don't think that's what you do. I just don't think like I don't know. Like what I mean, especially because Silco's insane, right? So I don't know if Silco would even be bound by the idea of mutually assured destruction and like think of it as something he needs to be concerned about, you know? Um I don't know. Like Because, like, what? Because it's not defending your people at that point. It's just, oh, we can fight back if they decide to attack us, you know? Not like they already couldn't anyway, but... Man, what if she's right? Are we just gonna stand by while they attack us? It's just not fair. It's just not fair to put it that way, right? Because they aren't attacking for no reason, right? It's not like there. I mean, Jenks is kind of, you know. But it's not like most people down there are attacking for no reason, right? It is revolutionary violence in a sense, you know. So I don't think it's fair to put those things on the same, say it's like equal on the scale, you know. I just don't think it's fair to put it that way, you know. Like, and God, I love this when this thing starts like beeping, and he defuses it in time. You know, it makes me think it's like it makes me think this is almost like a representation of how momentous the decision they're making right now is as they're talking. You know, like how close they are to like destruction, like this bomb. You know. And he fucking injects himself with Shimmer, which he injects himself with Shimmer and does some crazy shit, which like I don't know what that's gonna do. I have no idea. I don't like it, that's for sure. Because from what we've seen of Shimmer, it scares me, that's for sure. The scientist guy says it's like better now, I guess, but oh god. And what is Jace's decision? Or would I have to do something I never thought I would? Oh god. And we get the shot of Heimerdinger, which is interesting. Hmm. Man. And I don't know, a bunch of crazy shit happens with Victor's blood. I don't know. What happened? Who knows? Who knows? But we go back to the bridge. It's so fucking... Man, this place means so much to her, to Vi, you know? And she's not giving up on Powder, not giving up on Jenks, of course. Says goodbye to Caitlyn. And like we talked about, like the way Powder views this, the way Jenks views this, right? Like, she wouldn't do that, not again. Man. And fucking Marcus just is a lunatic. I mean, I don't want to call him a lunatic. I get it in a sense. Like, now his family's being threatened, so I can't. In a sense, you can kind of say, you know, he's kind of reaping what he sowed by being the way he is. But I guess, right? Like, he's, you know, his family is being threatened, so sure. Because like obviously Marcus, there's just so much stuff going through his head here because like he has this deal with Silco, and there's the hex tech thing right here, and there's the there's God, I don't know, he is in a very rough position, that is for sure. And these fucking things blow up. At first I thought it wasn't that big of a deal, like they didn't seem like crazy big explosions, but no, they fucking killed Marcus. So they knocked out him, knocked out Echo. God damn. Oh god. Man. Rip Marcus, I guess. He deserved it though. I can't help it. I hate him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's mean. God, yeah, this shot of her seeing her face like morph for a second, you know. God. And then a ridiculous, amazing sequence here. Like, this shit is crazy. This shit is insane. It looks so fucking good. It looks so cool. And I wonder, like, what is Powder thinking in this moment? Does she feel like Vi abandoned her again? Maybe, right? God, this sequence is just insane. Just one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It looks so good. Like, God. And he fucking almost, but he can't do it. God. And what happened? Like, and it looks so much like episode 1. There's no way they're both, like, dead, right? That would be fucking crazy. That would be completely insane, right? Um, but I don't know. Okay, that was a really long discussion. If you guys listened to all of that, good job. I'm proud of you. Um, Man, my thoughts on this have changed so much now. Just about Silco. Like, I don't know. It's clearly a very nuanced story, and just everything has a lot of, it's just so good. It's just so good. Yeah, I guess that's it. Subscribe, please, if you enjoy my videos. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And I will see you in the next one.